Pickles, Madwood.
So these should be thawed out.
All right, y'all. We're here. It was a slow morning. Sorry.
We'll just blot those off.
It's a little slow on the uptake. Go ahead.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
It's it Terry and Charlie are in. Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Bear Cave. We haven't done that in forever. Good morning. It is the season. We had a Christmasville parade we went to, but we'll get into that in a minute. So,
What are you making today, Lee?
So I'm gonna try. I know Charlie loves that. I'm gonna try. I got a feeling I'll be successful. A shrimp Alfredo. We're gonna do it low carb. We're gonna do it kind of. I wouldn't call it keto, but just low carb. We're gonna use these zucchini noodles. They're pennes. They're made with zucchini pasta.
Grilling and chilling with Mojo.
Who?
Grilling and chilling with Mojo.
Mojo?
Mojo, yeah.
Yeah, what's up, buddy? These have lentil, pea, and zucchini flowers. So they're not exactly keto, but they're going to be healthier for me because they're gluten-free. So,
Pickles said do not try. Do.
yeah, do not try. Do absolutely, my friend.
And then said,
So I broke out the old Magnolite because I hadn't used her in forever, and I'm feeling a little nostalgic. Holidays coming up. This old pot come from my grandmother, by way of my dad in his cupboard for 20 years. So I've got water already in there. I'm gonna throw in a quart jar of turkey stock.
wonder where that came from.
No,
I don't know.
just to add more flavor.
I know, but turkey and shrimp, I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe
maybe I
I've
won't.
been using like a chicken stock.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well,
But
I mean, you can do whatever you want. You know I'm not the boss here.
Mom says no.
I did not say no. I just made a face. What do y'all think? Should he use the turkey broth?
Stock.
Stock. The turkey stock.
I think we should.
Well, then you're outvoted, baby.
I was going to say, I'm outvoted. Dude's Kitchen and Grill.
What's up, Mike? Now I don't have a pressure cooker, so when I put this in the after I ran through the crock pot and then I strained out all the stuff and I strained out all the fat and I poured it in here, it was still hot. It wasn't like really, really hot, but I mean I got a good look at it. I got a good seal on this. But I still don't trust it more than a month or so because it's not been pressure cooked or pressure canned. My keto is right there. Right. Maybe not. Next best thing. Butterfly knife. Hear that? Hear that pop?
I did.
Oh, that reminds me. We didn't put on right roasted. Oh, we should.
Pickles said, when I shell shrimp, I save the shells, make stock, and use that with it. Face. And somebody said he should put the pressure cooker on his Christmas list. Trust, the pressure cooker is on the Christmas list. It's one of those things he goes from, I don't want to, I do want to, I don't want to, I do want.
Yep. And so, thankfully, this season, the turkey video has done amazing. The couple turkey videos have done absolutely amazing. And is probably going to allow me to get a pressure cooker.
Okay.
So, thank you everybody who's watched my turkey videos, because that's awesome. So, we got water, we got broth, we got this kicking up. We got to get the old Magnolite hot. It's already kind of warm. Coffee's going. You're already blotting the
Oh,
shrimp.
yep, it's ready. I can get this out the way and I can do the last of it.
Yep, that'll be the last. And this is a simple thing. I found it on Pinterest.
Well, you've made this before.
Yeah,
It's nothing unusual.
yep. And I like to look things up if I don't have it wrote down. So this was.
I think
This
we
was the
actually
lady.
made this when the kids cooked against Corey.
It was Battle of the Kitchens. Yeah.
Yes, but they cooked
did.
against Corey.
Was it Corey? Or
No,
It was
wasn't
Josh and
Corey.
Babe.
It was Josh and Babe.
yep. So I got the wrote down recipe, and we'll kind of deviate from that.
We'll wing it.
Yeah, we'll just deviate from that. So, so let's wait for the water to boil, and then we'll dump in our penne noodles, lentil, pea, and zucchini.
These make me nervous.
I've had them in the cupboard for, I don't know, about 2 months, because I was going to make a video on it, and I've gotten in my own way in making videos, so
I thought lentil was just another word for beans.
It is a bean.
it's a type.
Oh, it is a bean,
It is
not
a
a generic term for beans.
No,
Okay.
it's a type of bean. Just watch when you boil these because they might not take the same time as macaroni. It might be a lot less.
On the instructions.
I handed to you to read, but
Because some of those, they have like the alternative kind of ingredients. They take less. So if you cook them the same as you cook macaroni, they're mushy.
7 to 8 minutes.
I know that's what the box says.
I only boil the noodles for 6 minutes.
I'm just
So
saying.
We
Legume
will
is a
pay
generic
close
term.
attention.
Legume is a generic term.
Okay.
yes, legume is.
I don't
a
know.
category.
I've seen like lentil soup and stuff like that on different videos, and it looked like a whole bunch of different beans. So I thought maybe that just another term for many types of beans.
Legumes is a category. Lentils is an actual.
For some reason, I thought legumes were nuts, not beans. I don't.
I don't know what you got there.
Okay.
It's from my culinary schooling.
Yeah, I'd be like, please go to the grocery and ask them for some legume nuts, please. Where can I find your legume nuts, please?
Yeah, I don't think you have legumes in your backyard.
Okay.
Ah,
Anyway, so what do we do this week? It went by fast.
this was a fast week.
It wasn't for me. Started my new position at work, and the training this week was just relentless. The hours and stuff putting in, going on, starting the day with Microsoft Teams meetings, going into the Dell certification training, and then having to take these tests that are filled with so much information and so many questions that I'm hoping I'll never run into out in the field. And I explained to you the one about how many screws to take out a keyboard on a Dell XPS laptop. And I mean, it was just an extreme amount of knowledge I was supposed to attempt to let sink in. But I was so looking forward for this weekend to get off of that computer and away from that training and sit back and second guess my career choice.
So what you're saying is all this training is like soaking in a rock.
It's ridiculous. But hopefully it's over information. They're just filling us up with so much stuff. And there's a good chance, as in with any field, just because you learned it in a training doesn't mean you'll ever run into it out in having real life scenarios.
Or like, for me, I learned about it, and then I run into it 6 years later with
Exactly.
one person. And I'm like, oh, I learned about this. What?
And they're teaching us where to go to find the information and find the instructions on
Google.
how to do that one thing.
Google.
Because it'll change by the time you've actually come across it. Well, good. I mean, you're still employed. You're learning something new.
Employed, that's the important part.
Yep. We really haven't had anything new on our front.
I'm finishing everything.
You're finishing school.
I have exams this week. I have CEUs to finish for my job. I did my CPR training this week. I'm checking things off.
So we were joking the other night because we went to the parade. So for those that don't know, our town does what they call Christmasville, and it's like a celebration.
Your brother's in.
Hey, Andy, happy birthday!
Oh shoot, it is your birthday. Happy birthday, Andy. It's December 4th.
And what they do is they have all kinds of vendor fairs and activities for kids spread out throughout the whole week. And
Whole weekend. Like it starts Thursday to Sunday.
yeah, and there was like kids up singing, like different groups. The parade went through. They had the different bands. They had different floats from all the different businesses and whatnot that they got in it.
All the ROTCs, which I love to see.
Yep.
All the color guards for all the crossing guards for all the elementary schools. Love to see those little kids.
Safety patrol.
Safety patrols. Yep.
All the elementary schools, all the schools were active. So that was really cool. That video will be coming up. I videoed the whole thing, so it's going to be a long video. But it's just the parade. So I just thought that was kind of cool.
Some of our favorite kids were in it.
Yeah, we actually knew some of the kids that were in it that were up on the fire truck.
For the FFA.
Yep, for their FFA chapter, they got to ride the fire truck of that area.
Sweet kids.
There's one little girl behind us. She was, while we were waiting, because we got there like an hour before, and we're sitting right on the edge of the sidewalk, and this little girl behind us was singing because she's in one of the events that was on Saturday. And so she was sitting there singing. And I turned around and talked to her. She got all quiet and clammed up.
No pickles. This one doesn't have the Shriners in their tiny cars, but
It used to.
But the spring one, the Come See Me, does have the Shriners.
Yep.
They I know that they used to before the Christmasville moniker was added. However many years, but the Shriners did both parades, and they would come out and they had their Santa hats on and stuff. And
I feel like they've been in it before, but they just.
have.
I wonder if they weren't in it this year, maybe because of weather.
I don't know. I mean,
because it was rainy and stuff
kind of
prior.
But I do know the Hey Jazz Temple would come out all the time, and I know that they used to.
Yeah, I did miss them.
Dogfather Barbecue.
What's up, Alan? Yeah, we missed them, and my girl
Reagan was not in it.
Was Hungry Heroes. She just got back from a stint over at E3 Ranch, where the Buck Commander group, Willie Robertson, and that group were out there, and they do a hunt for veterans. So they take these veterans, disabled and some not, and they take them out deer hunting. And she goes out and they bring Reagan out and she does the cooking for that week. Whatever they catch, kill, have in the freezer, she cooks it. And so she had just gotten back from that and was wore out and didn't have time to plan her float and whatnot. So she missed out on that.
However, really cool thing. Tell them about the shoes, babe, because it is really cool.
So
it's really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna bring it up on my phone, but I'm using it over here. But there is a guy playing for the Houston Texans.
Number 62.
Number 62. I was gonna say I forget his name, but they are wearing their shoes. They're able to decorate for a charity. So his charity of choice is Hungry Heroes. And because she's associated with Traeger, across the toe on the right side is the Hungry Heroes logo, and on the left side's Traeger. And then on the sides, inside and outside, have the military logos, police and fire department, and
all the first responders.
All the first responders
typically
logos.
Works with.
That was pretty awesome deal. She posted on Facebook and Instagram, and I reshared it. I know on Facebook. I did on Instagram.
I don't know, but it is pretty cool. It's like right here.
Yep.
She's a super good person.
We
enjoy our visits with her.
We followed her for years, and I wear a lot of her stuff, and fully support her. She's a wonderful inspiration. we stopped in our local coffee shop that we really like, and she has a little setup there, so you could buy some of her merch, like coffee mug and toboggans and stuff like that. And so I picked some up and I sent her a little snapshot, and so we were chatting yesterday, and so.
When that sweet girl of hers
Yes.
waited on us. She looks exactly like her mama. I was
So-
like, that has to be her. That has to be her daughter.
We were
Super
standing.
sweet girl.
We were standing 2 people back from the register, and I think that's Amanda's daughter. I've only seen her a couple of times, like in person. We've met and talked and whatever. And so when we got up, and she saw I had some merch, and she was like, "Oh, that's my mom's stuff," and I was like, "She's awesome. You're awesome." So wonderful young lady, and so anyway, I encourage you to check her out and see what's going on there.
Your brother said, OL, what's that? OL, it says CK McDermott, Houston, Texas. That's who's wearing the shoes.
Offensive line.
Thank you.
Offensive line,
I
yeah.
wasn't sure what the OL was.
Thank
OL
you.
was.
Thank you for that. So if you guys, check out the Houston Texans, at least root for that fella, because he's supporting
An
my
awesome
girl.
cause. I mean, I'm sure they're all supporting great causes,
Yes.
but this one's a little closer to us.
This
so.
one hits home because it's out of our
Offensive
little
lineman.
town.
Thank you, Andy.
Yep.
I know a lot about football.
It comes
it
out of our
wasn't
little town, and she's been across the nation, serving people, and like when she went to Texas last year or 3 years ago. She was across Texas and was serving police departments there.
Well, and she does. She cooks for Luke Holmes all the time when
Yep.
he's in.
Yep.
She's just
Chuck Liddell.
awesome.
She's done stuff with him.
Just awesome.
But her reach has gone. She was even on Steve Harvey's show.
I know my brother-in-law was watching TV, and he goes, "Hey, that's the girl. That's the girl." So is Ohio State going to make the playoff? I hope so. Well, they're in the playoff.
So my one cousin is all about stats, and he's got it down to the percentage of chances we're going to make it. If Utah won and if Kansas State won, they did. So now it's a toss-up of whether or not we make it into the number 4 spot, which is kind of.
We should make it somewhere.
Because if we make it to the number 4 spot, then chances are we play number 1, which is Georgia. Which would be fine. Be a great game as long as Ohio State plays like they did before Penn State. After we played Penn State, we just seem to be kind of flat.
Do we have any boiling in that pan yet?
It's getting there.
Okay.
Mom was trying to keep us on track.
Is there any scenario where Ohio meets Michigan again?
Yes.
So Teton is ranked, I think, 2.
Okay, who was that? Who was Teton?
Michigan.
Oh, okay.
The team up north.
The team up north.
T-T-E-N.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that way you get away from saying their name.
Okay.
It is part of the rivalry, and
Like on campus, they
So
block
Ohio
out all the
State,
M's
Ohio
on
people
campus.
don't say the word Michigan, and Michigan don't say the
Well,
word
I don't know
Ohio.
what they say.
Oh.
We don't care about what they
I
say.
don't give a damn about that whole state.
Don't
They got-
give a damn about the whole state of Michigan.
They
the
got
whole
some
state
good
of
cherries,
Michigan,
though.
the whole
I heard
state of
that.
Michigan. Yeah, it's a real song. Yep.
Okay, I heard that on a Facebook video last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was probably mine. But anyway, so there is a scenario where that could happen if they take 2 and 4. So if number 1 plays 3 and 2 plays 4, we could play again.
You think the outcome would be different?
It very well could be. But like our offense,
So
our
the
defense,
Dogfather said, can't see Ohio State jumping TCU and not sure they'll jump USC either. State got beat down at home. Yes, but we only have 1 loss. And I think that has to play a part in something.
I think
There's only
they
one
only
loss.
have 1 loss also.
Well, they don't matter.
So then it goes to
They don't matter. Let's just be real.
If it goes to the the committee, Ohio State won't be in it because
No, because they don't want two Big Ten teams.
they don't want, because back in like
a whole mess.
2016 when we were ranked 1 and 2, they wouldn't let us play again because two teams in the same conference that had played each other couldn't happen. But then the very next year was like LSU and Florida, so go figure that one out. But anyway,
There's too much stuff to try and follow to keep up with college sports.
there's a lot of politics. Now, if they go for money, which money's going to play a huge part in any of this.
Oh yeah.
If it's money based, you're going to get more revenue with the Buckeyes playing because there's more fans that will buy merch and pay the tickets and all that. I mean, that's just Ohio State's one of the top ranked
Like money school.
schools in the nation, like draws in money, revenue. So, I mean, that's why we play a lot of these kind of like lesser colleges, is to bring them money. So, like, we'll play a Bowling Green because
Listen,
Bowling
Mr.
Green's making money.
Dogfather, do not be hating on my Buckeyes. Do not be hating on them. I can just hold hope, hold faith that they're going to make it. That's all I got. That's all I got. He thinks it's going to go the other way.
It very well could, and it would be hard to say it plays out. We go into number 4, and we upset Georgia, but yet, and then we become like, this is just out there. Say we become national champions this year, okay? But we didn't win our conference.
Yeah.
We didn't win the Big Ten title, so that's kind of like. I think that has to be a thing where you have to win your conference title and the national championship to be there.
Charlie said you seem more coherent talking about football than anything else. Correct.
I slept really good last night.
I did not.
I slept good. I mean, we got an easy. I say easy. The paper says easy, but we got
It's easy.
a less hands-on cook this morning. Setup was great. The kids are gone.
The kids are gone.
No
We
kids
had-
to distract us.
No kids.
Yeah, we had a good time last night with Mom and the 3 of us.
Yeah. Really good sized auction last night.
Yeah, we went to the auction down the street, down the way here. Next town south. Like, I say it's a town. It doesn't even have a stoplight. It's just got one stop sign.
And
And the local grocery store is actually the auction house.
volunteer fire department.
Yeah, and the volunteer fire department. So we went there last night, and they had some pretty good stuff.
Especially if you had 3 and 4 year old kids.
Yeah, a lot
Which none of
toys.
us do anymore. Thank gosh. Kids
The
are lovely, but
The lady in
thank
front of us
gosh.
had what, a month or 2 old.
Oh yeah, easily
I mean,
maybe 2 or 3 months.
This little baby was just funny. And then they had on down was a
really new baby.
like she was
Like I thought I heard a month.
yeah, she was a month easy. So
If we had 3 year olds, we could have took care of Christmas last night and been done.
yeah,
Not my
So-
children. They didn't like toys. They were
Well,
not
go
toy
ahead.
children.
I'll go ahead and put this one on. I did. I like toys.
You still like toys.
Yeah.
You know those
Oh.
4 Lego sets, little Legos I bought last night?
Yeah.
Tommy was ready to put them together whenever I got home.
No, sir. You did not buy them. No, sir.
I told him that no, those are for the little cousins and their stockings. The new cousins by marriage.
Yep. So you ready for Christmas?
Oh no. We haven't. Last night was the start. I bought the Legos and those trucks and stuff for Bradley, and I cannot remember the other one's name, but no, our 2 new little cousins by marriage. Since Tamara just got married, I mean, we see them all the time. I just cannot think of his name, but we got them their little stocking stuffers. And whenever I got home and showed Teresa, she said, "Oh, I've already got them something. We'll just add this to it." And I said, I know you got something, but I thought we gave it to them at the wedding. And she said, we did, but after we did that, I went out and got something else. So I said, okay, well, I didn't know. And she said, yeah, you did. I told you. She said, here, this is. She went to my room, pulled them out. And she said, here, don't you remember? And I looked at it and I said, I do remember now.
Yep, glad we talked about it.
I think we're getting there. I mean, so Peyton's asked for things done. Sydney is pretty much done. Like, I'll still pick up little things here and there to fill things in, and I have to do stockings and stuff. Nolan, I haven't started because Nolan hasn't said anything. Like, she goes very like, I would like X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, oh, is this the one you want? Oh, I don't want that. Oh. I even took them all Black Friday shopping. All the kids were home for Thanksgiving, which hasn't happened since 2016. So that was exciting to have all of the kids home for Thanksgiving. And we all went Black Friday shopping. Girls, pick things up. Pick things out that you like. Nothing. Nothing got picked up. And any store we went to, they didn't point to anything. They didn't say, I would like that. That looks nice. Like, Nolan found a pair of shoes and she goes, I like these. Okay, would you like them? She goes, oh, I don't want to buy them, but I like them.
And I thought I was going to do good last night, picking up Nolan one of those little cast iron skillets that they had out there. But then y'all told me that she only liked a specific one.
She
I'm like,
does.
well, there goes that idea.
Yeah.
You would think, I have said for years that we are very blessed that the girls don't ask for anything. Like, even when they were little, they weren't big askers. They understood the value of $1, and they understood, like, if I want this skirt, that means mom and dad have to work X many hours to buy that skirt. And they got that. So they rarely ask for things. Now there's a lot they're like, I would like, this would be nice, or this would make my life easier, or whatever. But they don't ask for it, which makes it nice that you're like, oh, I did it right. So they're not greedy and superficial, but they're materialistic or anything. But on the other end, we're like, I don't know what to do for you.
The oldest one was the one that got she got honked off because she wanted a tablet. And this was back when iPads were all the rage, right? And she wanted an iPad.
Yeah.
Well, us broke folk.
We didn't have iPad money.
No, we got Kindle Fires.
And she did love it.
She hated it because it wasn't an iPad, but then she found out that you could do some of the same stuff through the apps, and then it was okay, but it wasn't the iPad.
Yeah.
Like, she was hung up on the iPad because
everybody else had it, and I get that. She was like a 12 or 13, but she did love it, and she did use it, and she learned to like it.
Peg was the one that really liked the iPad, or the Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have that one. Like, it's
I think we have two still.
12 years old.
But
we had the iPad situation in my house too, and we didn't have iPod money. But I found this online website, and it was from China, and it was called the G-Pad. And so I ordered them. They came in.
Charlie, be careful. Don't look that up.
And here I am thinking, I'm the best dad in the world. I just found my kids an iPad, and I only had to pay $40 for it instead of $400. And I get them, I plug them in and charge them, so on Christmas Day they can open them up and go straight to it. And plugged it in, and the kids did exactly what they were supposed to do. Told me how thankful they were and grateful, and couldn't wait to go play it. But whenever they got into their rooms and realized it was absolutely nothing like an iPad, and the fingers, whenever they were touching, they really had to push down hard to get the finger part to work. I mean,
yeah.
And they never complained about it until years later. And they didn't complain. They just jokingly went, yeah, we remember the G-Pad that you got us for Christmas.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, they just haven't. Peyton's list is normally the list that makes you go, okay, she was dropped one too many times. Peyton's list is always very funny. I think this is the first year it has been, maybe last year and this year, that it's been things that she really could use. Every year before this, it has been, I would like some glue sticks. I would like some ribbon. I would like some old t-shirts. I would like some plain tennis shoes, white. I would like a couple empty boxes. I would like, what are you going to do with all of this? And she's like, oh, I'm going to craft. That's what she asked for years. So we would just go to the craft spot and like $30. Peyton's Christmas is done, and it's everything on her list. Polymer clay, that was huge for Peyton for a number of years.
That garlic smells good.
Yeah. So we got that big thing from
Sam's,
big 2-pound already peeled.
Right.
And I had it in there for a month, man. And I was like, what am I going to do with it? So I've been trying to use it. So my buddy Tom Garvey, he said, well, mince it up, put it in refill your minced garlic jar, and add olive oil to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. I have a whole nother mason jar in there full of it. So I've been trying to preserve it and trying to save it.
Jar. Would I bring you back your
Yeah.
jar?
Yes.
Okay.
We wouldn't have missed them if you didn't. We just found a whole box. Like, I took my china in the house, and he was like, well, what's this? I'm like, I don't know. That's not my box. And it was all mason jars.
It says about a cup.
That's probably about
That's
it.
about a cup.
Yeah. Give or take. You got to have a little wiggle room. Probably should have waited to do this after I had the noodles done, but
It'll just kind of soak up, just simmer it in.
Yeah.
So, okay, I don't know if
But-
Lee told you this. I had a very scary phone call this week.
no, I didn't know.
Very scary phone call. So you know that our daughter is a probation officer, and it never hit me that this would be part of her job. So she called me and she says, yes, we're making a keto Alfredo. Yeah. She called and she said, Mama, did B call you? I said, no. Why would he call me? And she said, well, we had a situation today. And we basically, long story short, they got called out for an active school shooter situation. She goes, but Mama, it ended up being a hoax. But we didn't know it was a hoax for like 2.5 hours. My heart just sunk. And I said, okay, so what'd you do? And she said, well, we got yelled at to get our gear and get in our cars and go to this high school. Okay. She goes, and we're directing traffic, trying to hear what's going on. Our chief is inside. He's sweeping the building. Everything's going on. I said, okay, what did you do? She goes, I did traffic, but we had to make the plan of who was going in if somebody needed to go in. And it came to, I'm the best shot. Okay. I need you.
That's my girl. Overachieving.
But the mama says, I need you to be a little more mediocre. I need you to be the last one in. Could you maybe? And luckily it was a hoax. But I'm like, oh gosh, I didn't realize if you got that call that you were one of those that had to go in.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Well, there was.
And I don't know if it's because there were like 5 schools in
Yes.
that area across different counties that
There
all
was
got that call.
5 different counties.
Okay, so everybody was dispersed to different schools.
Well,
Right.
Something. I mean, I don't know how they all did it, but there's different counties. So I think she went to the school in her county, and the next county over went to the school in their county.
Okay.
But I guess I didn't realize at all. So it gave a new appreciation of kind of what she does.
And her chief, his daughter is a freshman at that high school. So it was
he
kind
had
of like.
personal stake
Yeah.
in sweeping the school. So it was just, I had to settle my heart down a little bit and settle my tears down. She goes, Mama, it's okay. She goes, this is why I did not call you when I got the phone call. So she called Bradley and he said, okay, And she goes, Mama, he hung up the phone and called me back and said, what did you just say? And she repeated it, said, I got to go. And I'm like, oh. I said, were you scared? And she said, at the time, I wasn't scared. Like, this is my job and this is what I have to do. And that's my chief. And if I have to go find him, I'm going to go find him. Okay. Could you be a little scared? But I know that she needs to not be scared. She sent me a thing from her Apple Watch, this screen of her heart rate. And it was like 63, 64. And then it was like 130, 135, 138.
So Mom's telling me about it. And she's waiting for me to get excited. And I'm like, she's trained for this. This is what she's supposed to do.
I know she's trained for this.
So she's got to be fine. There's no reason to freak out.
She does very well in these scenarios because they actually put them through things like this. Like,
yeah, part of their training.
You need to go sweep this house, and they're the people, like the perpetrators, are trained. They're like other officers, but they like attack the people sweeping. So she has trained for this. But it's still kind of. It took my breath for a minute.
Yeah. No, he didn't tell me. I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, it took my breath away. But that's what she signed up for. And okay.
But I never would have thought that a parole officer would have that in their job description.
Well, and I wonder if it's because they are a small area. Like, where she works isn't a big town. So I don't know if that had some of it. Like, she's trained, she has a vest, she carries a gun, so if we need more officers, because maybe the local police, I don't know, it would be an all hands on deck kind of thing. Right. I just didn't realize it was her little tiny hands being on the deck.
It's starting to rumble.
So I will be happy to have her back in my house in a couple of weeks. She's coming in for the weekend just to give her a hug because I need those. And then I'll have her home for Christmas again.
This is going to thicken it way too much. Thicken this down a little bit. Plus, I got more cheese to add, and it's getting really thick. So.
And Peyton comes home in a couple weeks?
Yep.
And this will be the end of her first semester, wouldn't it?
Yes.
When she goes back after Christmas, it'll be semester 2.
Like middle of January, she'll go back.
That's a long Christmas break.
Oh, what's being added to the sauce? A little bit of broth because it was just getting too thick.
So what I have over here is water, and then I added a quart jar of homemade turkey stock. And so after I added the Parmesan cheese, it was getting a little thick. So I want to thin it down a little bit. And I probably should have waited until the noodles were at least in before I started this.
So the dog father asked, do you put a dash of nutmeg in your Alfredo as well? And Pickle said, nutmeg is good. Just put a dash in the turkey pot pie he made the other day. We have not put nutmeg in our Alfredo because we rarely make Alfredo because actually Big Papa right there really doesn't like Alfredo.
I don't like jarred Alfredo. I don't mind it like this.
It's not your number one pick though. If I would say I can make you spaghetti and meatballs or I can make you chicken Alfredo, he would say spaghetti and meatballs, please.
Yeah. And I almost did a homemade Rayos sauce.
Oh.
It's that
RAO. RAOS.
Yeah. I found a copycat recipe and it's pretty simple, but it takes a long time to kind of
And I personally don't see what the wild, thing is about. I bought a jar of it at the store, of the Rayos sauce or whatever, and tasted it, and
I think it's
really can't tell any difference between that and ragu.
Well, so my sister's friend is Italian, and she said without making, doing the actual the Italian kind of sauce where you cook it all day and whatever, that is the closest that she's tasted to Italian spaghetti sauce.
And the only ingredients is canned crushed tomatoes and I think tomato paste and then seasonings. So it's really clean, where Ragu's got a whole bunch of other crap in it.
Yeah, but I mean,
But it's also $8 a jar.
like for me, tasting them side by side, somebody wanted me to tell them which was which. I couldn't tell them.
Yeah. This is so funny, like Peyton thing. Peyton was up. I don't know if she was still in high school. I know it was so long ago, or if it was the summer and she had worked and got off work, came in and Peyton's at the stove cooking. And I'm like, Pete, what are you doing? And she goes, oh, I'm just whipping up an Alfredo sauce. Do you know what you're doing? She goes, no, I'm just winging it. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, here she is, this kid who just got off work. She could have eaten a number of other things in the pantry, but she was like, I think I'll whip up a nice Alfredo sauce. Just makes me laugh. She has some culinary skills. That's all I got.
That should add some really good flavor. I might set this aside so I can cook up the shrimp. It's taking way too long.
Well, it's a big pot and it's cold and it's completely steel.
Yeah. But so we were talking the other day. Okay, so Friday night we went to the auction. Man, it's picking up a lot.
Yeah, just pull it off. Maybe put some stuff in and pull it off.
We were heading to the parade, and they were talking about their Christmas parties, their company Christmas parties. So I kind of jokingly said, yeah, we should have, I don't know if I'm having a Christmas party this year. And I was like, you know what, I should, for our channel. So I think we're going to have a channel Christmas party. What do y'all think? I don't know what we're going to do yet. Like, I don't have any reindeer games or anything.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's fun. Like, just let the kids pick something to do and just go with it.
Decorate cookies. I think I might do like.
What if you have them make a gingerbread house? Because that's always a hot mess.
Well, and I was thinking like
it kind of matches.
We could do like easy homemade Christmas gifts. Like cookies in a jar or something like that, or go ahead and make the sugar cookies ahead of time, and then let them decorate it on the I think that might be kind of fun. Let them decorate it, and then we have all these sugar cookies, and I'll have to make some daddy ones.
Have each one of the kids have their own thing they want to do. Like, Peyton wants to do sugar cookies. Nolan wants to do a hot chocolate mix in a little tiny jar to hand out as a gift, where you just dump it in and add water. And somebody wants to do a little sausage ball recipe for making sausage ball. I mean, just have each of them do their little thing.
We'll have to talk to the kids.
Yeah.
While they
you want to dump those shrimp in here and we'll just cook it in the sauce?
If that's what you want.
I think so.
It's easy.
Yeah.
That's what we
It won't take long.
But I would probably just go ahead and turn your heat off or turn it almost down, because
it's all the way low.
Okay. Because otherwise they might get too done. I don't know.
Cut it off for right now. And I'll take it back
So
on.
I got an email. Didn't even tell you this. And it's like reality hits you in the face sometimes. Last week we got a package from Jostens, which is the graduation company and whatever for the schools around here. And Nolan got her stacked tassel. Okay, that was easy. I can do that. I get an email saying her order has shipped for her graduation announcements. And that's like reality hitting you. We knew it was coming, but it's like, wow.
We hoped it was coming.
Oh, that one has had a struggle. But yeah, so I'm waiting for them to be delivered. So it's kind of exciting for her. Talking college plans with her favorite person at her school and getting everything set. It's exciting. So y'all keep watching the videos, please, because we'll have 2 in college next year. Ah. So what are you doing, Rusty?
I am patting a lot of the excess water off of these shrimp before dropping them in there.
All right.
Which, as thick as it is, the extra water might not have been too bad for it.
Yeah, that's why I was just like dumping them in here. And
Okay. Charlie he said, I made linguine with mussels and shrimp with garlic, white wine, cream sauce. Always good, dude. That sounds so good. That sounds so good.
what this one?
You might need to like send Lee that recipe and such, please. I could eat that.
Yeah.
I could eat that in a minute.
A little more broth.
Well, that means we have to take some of the wine away from you to cook with.
No,
I
you
have
get-
not
you
been
get a
drinking very much wine.
You get the bigger bottle of wine.
No, it just means I'll drink less because you guys will. I'll share it. I'll share it. That's all.
So we'll set that on low and let that kind of do its thing.
I'm really shocked this is not rolling yet.
No.
Is it all the way up?
I think it's because it's cool out. Oh, honey.
I mean, the sediment's moving. We got bubble action here.
Right.
So
Just put them in. It'll be fine.
what's the worst that happened to zucchini noodles?
Do you have anything to strain them out? Like a slotted spoon, and you can
Yes.
just strain them and put them into the Alfredo sauce.
Yes.
And okay.
Yes, I did get that. I just didn't. I thought we'd run inside if we wanted to use a strainer, but
No, you can just scoop them out. Perfect. Oh boy.
yeah.
So I
All
put.
right. So
Go ahead.
those 6 minutes. Okay. So what else was there? So we had infusion Monday, right?
Yeah, we did. We had infusion Monday.
Wow. So, and I told the doctor this. You know, I'm nervous about it because this could be the last one.
We might have one more.
There's possibility of one more. We give him some more coffee water here now. Yeah. So what he's saying is that we have to go for scans, and we got that scheduled for in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then we meet after Christmas, and when we meet after Christmas is when we'll go over the scans, and we'll either do one more, and then that's it for 3 months, or that'll be it. And then we go based off scans. So as long as the scans say you're good, then I'm good.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nervous.
Yeah.
Because I guess mentally I'm coming around and I'm realizing this last year has been wow. Like insane wow. And it's all coming back to me now.
I hope he does too. Ring the bell. Yeah, it's been a long. Well, I was thinking last night at the Christmas break because a couple years ago, I went to Gatlinburg with my best friend, and that's when you called me to tell me about the spot under your arm, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong, and that's when it started the whole thing where your body was reacting to having cancer, and we just didn't know it, and we didn't know for another almost 7 months.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, whoa, I in my brain, it's only been 15 or 16 months, but I know it's been 2 years in this making. Like
So-
we've been dealing with this for 2 years.
So I'm trying to get out of my own way and do this because I feel like this is something I need to do. And I got to get all the kind of timeline in order before I do it. But I started thinking about this. This started December
I hope he says that.
2020.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was noticing things.
The physical part
Yeah.
started December 2020.
The when I noticed something was up, started that, and then it was, we moved, and then I started noticing things and thinking that I had like a concussion, or results of concussions, because that's when they were talking about all this concussion protocol stuff from football, and it really got me kind of thinking about that. And I mean, like,
Sure, there's noodles.
like we went back to Ohio for the 4th of July for my cousin. It was 4th of July, and it was also my cousin's memorial party, gathering, whatever you want to call it. So I looked at one of the young ladies, one of my cousins. I looked her dead in her face and didn't recognize her. And it went on. And it wasn't until about 20 minutes later, she stopped me and said, "Hey." I was like, "Oh, hey, didn't see you there." But I know I looked at her, and we made eye contact, and it never registered that she was there. And that's when I was like, man, there's something really going on. Then I go up and talk to my grandma, and I realize it's just, it could be
family.
It could be genetics, because she's like 91 and she's starting to lose her mind. But anyway,
she's hysterical.
Yeah, but
you probably need to call her again.
Yeah, but we so then after that was when they started saying, "Oh, you might have cancer." So what I'm looking at doing, and it's kind of hard, and I'm kind of not wanting to do it, but I need to do it. I feel like I need to do it. Is get it out there. And I've got to sit down with my wife and actually put the timeline together and get it together and put it out there somehow, that put our story out there, and then maybe open it up to having others come in who are been through it, going through it, just starting the journey or something. Because shortly, about 6 months after I had my brain surgery and they removed that tumor, there was a lady, I forget how you guys are associated, we talked about her before, and
she was Peyton's teacher.
Beth was?
Oh, no. Oh. I was talking the other one.
And she's across town, so that opened up for the wife to talk to. She's going through the same thing, only hers was more in her gut. And, so that was kind of nice to be able to have somebody to talk to. And then, I met a lady in our church group who's going through breast cancer for the second time. Cub just...
Still rolling.
Okay.
Cub just told me the other day that one of the kids from swim, she swam for a different school, but she was a lifeguard at the Y. They just found out her mom's got melanoma. And hers is, I forget what they said hers was, but it wasn't in the brain yet. So she's like, we've been through this, so I told her to call you to help you out and all this. So I think that's going to be like the next step is put out some sort of, I don't want to say PSA, but
just something to get it. I think you have to get it out of you so you can move past, because it's kind of been one of those things that sticks with us. On a much lighter note, Dude's Kitchen and Grill said, "Hey, Lee, you think it's possible to make a drop biscuit using pork rinds instead of flour? Just wondering." His wife challenged him to make a drop biscuit that was really low carb.
Pork rinds?
Maybe if you ground it really fine, but I think you're still going to need some kind of a flour.
Well, you can use
maybe.
So you can use almond flour, which is just crunched up almonds. So these are ready to strain out.
Sometimes it's not super tasty. I'm just going to go there.
It'd be a fun experiment for you to at least try to see what happens.
I think
if you
can.
ground it really, really fine like flour.
I don't know how even in a food processor, I don't know if it would. You could ground them up to be flour-like.
Yeah, your food processor will do it. Because you can use almond flour, and I've done that.
Wonder if you need to make a ratio between like some almond flour to have a little thicker of a flour.
So if you look at the keto, I got a keto crack biscuit coming out, and that used almond flour and I think mozzarella. Maybe it was cream cheese, but that's your binder is your mozzarella and your.
Strain while you talk, baby. If you're ready.
Your binder would be your mozzarella or your cream cheese to mix that in. I think that'll work.
I think you should try it and then let us know. Because
if it works, we could put it on the show.
Well, I don't want to eat these. I don't want to be part of making these if they're bad. I've eaten so many bad keto biscuits with him through that whole sausage and gravy month.
They look pink, don't they?
Yes, me.
Yeah.
They from here they look pretty good. They've been in that sauce a while. They're probably fine.
Oh yeah, they gotta be done.
And you can eat them raw anyway. So let's just focus on that.
Sushi shrimp.
All right. So now I'm going to cut the heat. Should I mix it all together, or just put?
I would probably put it in a bowl because I don't know what your ratio is. Just strain them and put them in there. But you need to pull all of them out.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. No, it's just presentation board.
And you're going to need another bowl, though, to get those out, or they're going to get mushy.
Yeah.
Try the other side, Rusty. There's a bowl. Isn't that a bowl on the second shelf up by the stormtroopers to the... Carrie likes your Santa hats.
Thank you.
So Lee loves a good Santa hat. I think this is the third one we have in the house right now. One goes on the Christmas tree. I put one on a shelf.
That's the one I got on.
You got the one up by your mask?
That one's still up there.
Okay, and there's one by the mask. So
that's the radiation mask.
Yes. I thought it would just be, our sense of humor to put a Santa hat on your radiation mask. I just haven't been able to.
I already did it.
Okay.
You hadn't noticed?
I set it up there, but I haven't looked, honey. I haven't sat down and been like, how often do I sit in the living room? We've had kids in the living room all weekend.
Yeah, I did that like a week ago. Or earlier this week. Okay. Let me grab a paper towel.
Lee needs a Darth Vader Santa hat. Trust that he says the same kinds of things.
So, can you guys see the decorations? I got a Christmas tree up.
I need to do a little more finessing over there, but...
We've got a Darth Vader nutcracker. So, anyway. Add a little bit of parsley. So I've been in the Game of Thrones.
You have gone back into it, yeah.
I've gotten back into it. I stopped like about a year ago. I stopped watching it, and we were at like, I don't know, season 6. So now I'm into season 8, and it's getting really, really good.
Teresa and the kids watched that. I came in every once in a while and saw bits here and there, but
I had watched it, but there's a lot of movement for me to follow. I don't like things I have to follow that closely. And I'll sit and watch an episode or two with them, but I bought it because somebody said they thought they were, he would like it.
Well, every time that I was stopping in and seeing little bits and pieces while they were watching it, it always seemed like I was walking into a soft porn movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yes, Carrie, shrimp Alfredo for breakfast. Yeah, it's a funny thing. Lee worked third shift most of our marriage,
How's that?
and our family can truly eat anything for breakfast. We are not the people who can only eat breakfast food for breakfast.
That's good.
Hamburgers? Sure, yeah, let's eat them. Chicken? Sure, yeah, let's eat it. We're fine.
Okay.
Correct. If you can have breakfast for dinner, but you know what? Lee does not. He likes it now, but he did not like breakfast for dinner for many years. I learned I had to put that he didn't like pancakes unless I put chocolate chips in them. That's how I got you to start though eating breakfast for dinner, because you didn't like that, and he really didn't like when I was like, "Oh, cereal is dinner tonight." Whoop whoop. That was like his breaking point was cereal.
Get them on?
No, there's still a couple in there, but I see you eagerly waiting for the spoon.
Well,
He's had some sleep and now he's impatient.
we're just going to get some of these out of here. Now we can try just these noodles. Okay.
Tastes just like a noodle.
Tastes like a noodle.
Awesome, because I've had
Now,
some that do
so
not
these-
taste. Rusty doesn't like it now.
The more that I chew, the pastier it's getting. And it now becomes a textural thing. It's not tasting bad, it's just a weird texture. The more I chew, it's almost like eating pizza dough. You're making homemade pizza, and the
It's
consistency,
like a wheat noodle.
the consistency of like a pizza dough or a bread before you cook it.
So it doesn't. The initial taste is good.
Yeah.
And then as you're chewing it does get like a wheat noodle. You know how the difference in the wheat noodles? That's where it kind of goes.
But it
wheat
doesn't
or-
taste bad at all.
No.
It will likely be really good with the sauce because you have another flavor to kind of mask that texture.
And having the moisture in the Alfredo sauce.
Yeah. So let's grab some of these.
Carrie said, "Yeah, I thought I was the only one that could eat anything for breakfast." No, we are like anything breakfast eaters here. It drives my sister crazy.
Yeah,
She
I'm the
can
same
only
way.
eat breakfast food for breakfast. She can eat it for dinner, but she can't eat dinner food for breakfast. So
I'll get up in the morning and I'll have whatever we had for dinner last night, pull out the leftovers, and that's what my breakfast is.
my favorite is cold pizza for breakfast. I love a good flat cold pizza for breakfast.
I like cold spaghetti. I'll actually take a piece of bread, put it in there, and make these cold spaghetti sandwiches.
That's an iCarly thing. Spaghetti tacos. I think it was
remember
iCarly.
kids.
Was it iCarly?
It was. I remember the kids, watching that whenever they were little.
We ate so many spaghetti tacos because the kids wanted spaghetti tacos.
Well, and they were like, "Oh, you guys aren't going to do that." And we were like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Let's do it.
And then we found out we really liked it.
It's not bad. Like we're like spaghetti taco people. Who thought?
All right. Here's.
That looks good.
Looks good.
Yeah.
You get to try it. Here's your spoon.
Oh, lucky me.
May need more black pepper. The suspense.
It's not bad at all. I do think the noodles needed a little bit longer cooking.
Okay.
But that sauce is really, really good. And I love shrimp. So, I mean, the shrimp is delicious.
Do you need more black pepper?
You can always use more black pepper.
I was gonna say, is it covered in black pepper yet? Because that's my fave.
You see it.
Pickles, yes. I have not had spaghetti cold, but pizza cold is fabulous. Like day old cold pizza. College. I learned to love it in college.
All right. Very good. I'm going to try a little bit of the sauce here. Ooh, that is nice and creamy.
All right. Well,
That is really good. Like just the sauce on its own.
Mm-hmm.
I think the broth really added a little bit to it, even though I put a little bit in there.
I really think we need to go ahead and turn this water back on, dump the noodles back in. I mean, this is your food. If you like them this way, then
I
that's
think they're
fine.
fine.
Okay.
But
I just know for me, I like the noodles cooked a little bit longer.
what I'm
my secret is I throw it in the microwave for 30 seconds.
my thinking is like the chickpea noodles that we got.
They go,
Once they have a threshold, and then once you get past that,
it's all mush.
it's all mush.
Okay.
And I think we're right there to where you're
It-
al dente,
Maybe a minute longer would be good,
Yeah.
but a minute and 30 seconds would be mush.
but like the ones in
It's
there,
so
the
specific.
few stragglers will probably be right close to open up. But
All right. Well,
all right. Well, that was a good show. Thank
Very,
you.
very good result.
Yeah. Went pretty easy, pretty nice. And we're going to go in here and clean up and eat. And
ooh, cold fried chicken, but not chicken strips or nuggets. I like cold nuggets because I don't eat chicken on the bone. So that's the only option for me. Hannah or honey badger. Just
oh,
popped in.
James. Hey,
Yeah.
James.
No chicken with the bone in. That's just gross.
Chicken leg,
But
big old chicken leg, nice.
Well, Mike, I'm thinking about that that drop biscuit with pork rinds. I really think that'll work. I really do.
you're gonna make me eat these this week, aren't you?
Hopefully, if I get out of my own way.
All right.
Mental blocks, but
I'll put it on your honey-do list. It's growing every day.
I know. But all right, well, let's get out of here. So, everybody have a great
Sounds
week.
good. Text them.
Everybody have a great week, and get out there, do something.
It's the holiday season. Do something fun. Do something
Yep.
kind. Do something that you haven't done before, and enjoy it.
Make something sweet. It's sweet season.
It is sweet season. Went from soup season to sweet season. I need to go back to soup
I
season.
saw this little video on Facebook when I was posting up the thing this morning. They took cupcakes and then they iced them, and then they took a sugar cone, a waffle cone,
Yeah.
and they painted it with the red chocolate, stuck it on top, and then put marshmallows around the base and up on the top. So then it was little Santa hat cupcakes.
Super cute.
I was like, all right.
You have plenty of time. All right.
So let's get out of here. So remember, there's 2 rules in cooking. Did you have fun? Did it taste good? Rock on. Y'all are awesome. Have a great week.
Have a great week, guys.
Bye.